The Ukrainian army says it's made significant advances towards Kherson in the south of the country, a day after Russia said it was abandoning the city and retreating across the river Dnipro. Video footage and photos showed locals cheering Ukrainian troops as they took back key towns, including Snahirivka, 50 kilometres to the north. Ukraine's defence minister said it would take Russia at least a week to withdraw its estimated 40,000 troops from the region. Here's James Waterhouse in Kyiv.
While there are signs of a Ukrainian advance, it's less clear if, when or how Russian troops will pull back across the Dnipro River.
I think they are leaving Kherson.
Oleksiy Goncharenko is a Ukrainian MP.
This battle would be lost for Russians because without supply, they couldn't survive.
Ukraine has put recent advances down to the successful targeting of Russian supply lines, as well as to disrupting their chains of command. What isn't clear is what they might find in Kherson. A senior government official claims it's being turned into a city of death by the Russians mining everything they can to disrupt the people taking over the city.
The United States says it's sending up to $400 million worth of new military assistance to Ukraine. The latest aid package focuses on air defence and includes 4 Avenger systems. The Defence Department said additional air defence capabilities were critical, given Russia's brutal and unrelenting attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure. Ukraine will also get more ammunition for the HIMARS rocket artillery system, which has proven effective against the Russians. Stocks in Wall Street have surged on the news that US inflation cooled last month from the very elevated levels of recent months. The figures have raised hopes that inflation may have peaked after a series of interest rate hikes by the Federal Reserve. The positive data has also made the dollar drop against leading currencies and caused share prices in Europe to rise. But the high prices continue to put pressure on American households. The head of the US Senate Banking Committee says the country's financial watchdogs must investigate the collapse of the cryptocurrency trading firm FTX. Sherrod Brown said consumers could not be protected and the stability of the banking system guaranteed unless it was clear what abuses and misconduct took place. Here's Jonathan Josephs.
The whole crypto world has endured a torrid year. FTX's troubles have come to a head amid what its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, says is poor internal labelling of bank-related accounts. He's also apologised for a lack of transparency. American regulators are looking into the company, and reports in the US suggest it lent $10 billion to a related firm for investments that went wrong, a claim to which it hasn't responded. If FTX can't be saved, investors stand to lose huge amounts of money.
The family of British-Egyptian pro-democracy activist Alaa Abdel Fattah, who's on hunger strike, say they've been told he's undergone a medical intervention. He was jailed in Egypt last year after sharing a Facebook post about torture. Caroline Hawley has more.
This is the first news the Egyptian authorities have given the family of Alaa Abdel Fattah since he stopped drinking water on Sunday. But they still don't know what condition he's in. Mr Abdel Fattah's lawyer had been given a court permit to visit him today for the first time, but at the prison the lawyer was denied access. Mr Abdel Fattah's aunt, the novelist Ahdaf Swef, told the BBC that it sounded like he was being force-fed. Amnesty International has echoed the family's call for him to be allowed independent medical care, saying that the Egyptian authorities were trying to hide his case from the outside world.
The far-right Israeli politician Itamar Ben-Gvir, who looks poised to become a cabinet minister, has spoken of his admiration for a late Jewish supremacist. His comments come after a surge in support for ultra-nationalist parties in last week's elections. From Jerusalem, Yolande Nell reports.
Mr Ben-Gvir was speaking at the annual commemoration service for the late Meir Kahane. Rabbi Kahane called Arabs a cancer and wanted them expelled from Israel. He was elected to parliament in the mid-80s, but there were walkouts when he spoke, and his party was later banned as racist. Mr Ben-Gvir said he didn't support the deportation of all Arabs, only those he called terrorists, but praised Rabbi Kahane, saying he was all about love of Israel and that he drew inspiration from him.
The president of Chile, Gabriel Boric, has condemned arson attacks and roadblocks set up by indigenous groups in the south of the country, describing them as acts of terrorism. He said his government would not be intimidated. The incidents took place ahead of a presidential visit to the troubled Araucanía region.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.